Well, in general, I was proud of our guys to come out of the blocks the way they did. You know, we when you have the week we had last week, you can get maybe a little tentative or a bit gun shy when you know concerned about the way you're capable of playing the game. And I thought our guys came out with a great deal of energy, really good execution to start the ball game. It was good to see, obviously, the big plays that were able to be generated on the defensive side of the ball with the blocked field goal for a touchdown and the interception for a touchdown. I thought Keith was extremely efficient today. That being said, I think we still showed some immaturity that needs to get better, and that was kind of why we had a pretty good heart-to-heart there at the end of the first half, because we pride ourselves on not taunting our opponent, not hitting guys out of bounds, things that that's just not us. And so I wanted to make sure that we don't accept that. And you know, when you're in ball games and you're winning, it's great. You know, and a lot of young guys get opportunities to play. But there's a style and a fashion in which we play the game that is us. And it was a point of emphasis this week. It obviously didn't completely hit home, and so it will continue to be one throughout the bye week until we understand what it means to play smart football, executing at a high level, disciplined football. It's not about our want to, it's not about our effort, it's not about our passion. It's about making really good decisions and understanding that. So that'll be a point of emphasis of ours. I was happy for DeAndre Campbell to get his first career touchdown. It was a great catch for him. Thought Austin made a couple big-time plays, Kaysen. It was good to see Desden Petty run football the way he did, especially late. Eric Wilson. Those guys will get better. They'll get more comfortable. Bishop, you know, first career 100-yard game. You know, sometimes I feel for guys like Keith in games like this because you feel like they could probably do more, but the way the game gets going, you take them out. But he was very efficient. But we still have plenty of stuff to work on, and that's the beauty of football, and that's the beauty of having a bye week as we get ready for Pac-12 play.
Steve, how much progress did you feel like you actually made in the run game?
I don't know.
Offensive line,
played a lot of new guys today. Dexter Charles, Shane Brostick, James Atoe got some pretty extensive work out there at tackle. Then getting Dexter out at tackle and getting Sifa Tafunga quite a bit of work. So we got a lot of guys got opportunities. And in these games, they know we're running it. We know we're running it. And I have so much respect for Nigel and what he's done with that program, and I have so much respect for the game of football. When it turns into a 9-on-7 or inside run drill, sometimes it's harder to run it then than it is in a normal setting. So I thought we did some really good stuff. I thought Bishop showed some things to getting on the perimeter. I would like all three of those guys to continually gain more confidence within themselves in the open field, because I think there's more to their game than what they've put on the field so far, which is encouraging to me, so that we can continually get that out of them. We blocked things right. There were some things that they gave us a couple kind of funky looks where they got in the backfield, hit us in the backfield, but for the most part we targeted the right guys, and we'll just continue to get our pad level down.
After last week, was the running game a little more of an emphasis this week and to get a lot more out of it?
The emphasis was on winning, quite honestly. The knots in your stomach this morning were the same knots I have on every other game day, and it's about what it's going to take for us to win the game. And we have a very efficient quarterback, and we have a couple pretty good guys that throw the ball to, and some other complementary receivers that are getting more comfortable playing. I want to run the ball just like everybody else, but ultimately I want to win. And if that means we need to throw it to win in certain games, that's what we're going to do. So the emphasis wasn't primarily on running the football. It was about executing and doing things right and playing the game, being efficient offensively. And for the most part, we were. The games like this historically get a bit sloppy as you start bringing guys in and moving guys to different positions, and you drop shotgun snaps and you throw interceptions off guys' hands late in the game, and so it can feel sometimes a little bit more sloppy. When you really look at the body of work, when your ones are in there, I thought it was a pretty efficient game.
Steve, did the team restore the psyche like you wanted to? You think that clock was checked?
This is I'm learning this group more now than ever. These guys are serious guys. You know, they look at themselves, you know, right in the mirror, and they assess themselves, and to the point that I don't know if they were really concerned what the score was at the end. They're happy we won. Some of them might not even be able to tell you the score. I think they're so locked into how am I going to get better individually and what I need to do and how I need to do it. And that's a great trait to have, you know. So I would like to think that the psyche's improved. I don't know if it's exactly where we need to be. You know, that stuff I'm a lot easier for me to gauge throughout the week as we get back going and how guys practice and the emphasis they bring. I do believe in some areas we're still a bit immature, you know, and I don't know if we have to respond a little bit better to the adversity we get faced with at times in games. But that's the beauty of football, you know. That's why you play 13 games, and that's why you get to practice, and practice is so important. And I'm not talking maybe so much about our backups. I'm talking about some of our frontline guys that can, I think, respond better to maybe a negative play in their mind. And it's not that it's because they want to do so well. And I'm going to use 88 as an example here. He had a play that maybe wasn't his best play. He gets beat. And I don't know if he got beat or not, but they called the holding on him. And it took him almost a series or two to respond to that because he was so hard on himself for it, which he doesn't need to be. And I think that's a pretty good example of where we're at as a team. We've got to learn to move on to the next play. And we understand that you're upset about it or a guy's upset about it, but he doesn't have to harbor it for 2 or 3 series down the road. We can't afford them to. So that'll be a big topic of ours as we move into next week, and something that we focus on to continually get our psyche back to where we want it to be.
Steve, you could have chosen to give your message behind closed doors at halftime, but you chose the sideline.
I was just probably a bit emotional myself at that time because it had been such a big point to me this week, and we had just gotten the unsportsmanlike conduct on the interception for the touchdown, and then to make that play with no time on the clock to hit a guy late out of bounds is just not a smart football play, and it bothered me to a point that it felt like we were at practice, quite honestly, and that's a good thing that we can get ourselves into that setting. That I felt like it had to be addressed immediately. I didn't want him to jog 65 yards into the locker room. I wanted to get him right then and there, and hopefully the point got made.
Steve, what prompted the fake punt call at that time? And Coons did a nice job getting that ball down. Did he play quarterback in high school? Or?
No, he's just a good athlete. You know, he's actually an excellent punter as well. We had it set up for the week. It was just a matter of when we were going to punt and then to run that fake. You know, we had it wired in. It looked great all week with Sean and Travis throwing it, and it was there at that time, so we ran it.
Sark, why the decision to take the ball right off the bat?
I don't know. You know, some games it's about defense, some games it's about offense, some games it's about winning, and they're all about winning. And I just felt like, let's get the ball, let's go score, let's get the lead in this game, and see if we can punch one in, and then go play defense. That's what happened.
Was it done to specifically jumpstart the offense, get them feeling good about
it? It wasn't about the offense, and it wasn't about the defense. It was about our team, and what that decision was made based on what was going to give us the best opportunity to go win the football game, to put us in position to go win the game. And I felt like we had a good script in place for us to go down and put 7 on the board. And we were able to do that, and then give our defense some confidence to go take the field with the lead, and that's why we did what we did.
Steve, is it hard to get a true evaluation on Derek Brown in a setting like this?
Yeah, it's hard. I've been in these sometimes, and it always kind of feels a little awkward because you run, and you're running, the clock's ticking, and you wish it would just keep going, and then, okay, let me ask the guy to throw a pass here, just because we've got to try to get a first down to keep the ball in our possession, and you don't want to run stuff that you feel like they feel like you're trying to run the score up on them. You're just trying to run something to keep a drive moving, and sometimes that can get hard on a guy. It's good to get in and get snaps and be in the huddle and have to understand the setting, and there's plenty of stuff for Derek to learn from. For us to take a delay a game there late in the game is inexcusable. But, you know, so there is things to understand that, yeah, he got opportunities to play, and he can learn from that. But to completely judge him on that performance probably isn't fair.
Steve, Danny Shelton was helped off the field. Any update on?
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
And also the school tweeted out that Colin Tanagawa has a knee injury. Do you have any idea on the severity of that?
Not yet.
Steve, how, in what ways did Keith play within himself? What evidence did you see that today?
Yeah, I can usually tell when 17 is going. He's always got a little kind of bounce in his step when he's at his best, and generally has that in pregame warmups, and kind of looked that way. And the other thing with him is he has this ability to kind of, when I mention things to him and he's in his zone, he can laugh at everything. You know, he's just got this unique ability to be so locked in but still understand the ability to step away, and that was funny. Coach, I like that one. Or, Coach, what do you think about this or that? And I think that's what makes him unique and special, and I think that's what makes the best competitors in the world have that ability to do it. They don't get so locked in or they're so removed. They have an ability to stay in the zone that we talked about, and I thought he was in that. He was in that frame of mind. He wasn't trying too hard. He did all the things we asked him to do. But one of the plays that probably upset me the most today was this one sack we took, because we had just talked about it. We knew that pressure was coming, and we didn't block it correctly. So that is definitely something that bothered me about it, that he took that hit. But for the most part, he had a pretty clean game.